Hello? What do you say? Apa bang? Welcome to the Asia. Welcome to the 2017 FIM. Ah, sini. Sini. Mana sih sebenarnya? Talking. Hello. Apa Bang Bun? Okay? When I what? I'm talk. Okay. Mending sebelah sana Kak sama si Mas ini. Jadi nggak ini. Welcome to the 2017 FIM. Welcome to the 2017 FIM Asia Supermoto Indonesia. Asia Supermoto Championship Indonesia. We are here. I'm Jelly Jello. Okay. Welcome to the 2017 FIM Asia Supermoto Championship Indonesia. I'm Jelly Jello and we are here at the Park Mall, Solo Baru, Sukoharjo, Central Java for another epic round of the championship. There's 22 riders from 14 countries will compete to get standing points and champions title, okay? Nah, dari 22 peserta itu tujuhnya sebenarnya dari Indonesia, termasuk Doni Tata. Sisanya ada yang dari UK, ada yang dari Rusia, ada juga dari Sri Lanka dan India. Cuaca di sini seriusan sebenarnya panas banget, tapi enggak membuat antusiasme dari fans-fans Supermoto Indonesia buat datang dan nonton, buat nyaksikan para riders di dalam mereka, buat berkompetisi dan juga memperebutkan gelar championship se-Asia. Coba bayangin deh. Aku tadi lihat anak-anak kecil juga pada antusias banget lihat dan mereka kayak, "Wey, one day I'm gonna be like them." Anak-anak kecil itu kayak mereka senang banget ngelihat acara balap-balap kayak begini. Dan semoga hal kayak begini bisa menginspirasi mereka untuk menjadi riders di masa depan. Nah, sekarang kita bakalan ngelihat para kita bakal ngelihat babak selanjutnya, bukan babak, kita bakalan kita bakalan ngelihat babak kualifikasi dari Mark dan Bering dan mereka bakalan komen tentang kualifikasi dari sekarang. Okay, still.
Introduction here to the second round of the FIM Asia Supermoto Championship. I'm Mark Brax. Joining commentary with me will be Barry Russell. Great to see you, mate. Good to see you. Great day here as well.
Yeah, good to see you too, Braxy, and looking forward to today's qualifying session and also to the Superchrono race.
Yeah, it should be a bottler. We had qualifying this morning, or practice this morning, with the big boys coming out to play in the FIM Asia. And the man that dominated the championship the first round in Thailand at the beginning of September, Lewis Cornish, is the man at the moment with a lap time of a 52.249. And then next to him was the champion of the inaugural FIM Asia Supermoto Championship, Trakan Tangtong, and he was only a few tenths of a second behind. And then the man is, well, everyone's dark horse, I think, Nakari Zachariah, that third fastest, just with a flat 53. And then Takashi Sasaki, who's been a regular runner in the FIM Asia Supermoto. He's in 4th position. And our defending champion, Gabbett, or Habibullah is his real name, in 5th position. And the man that's going to surprise a few people, Baz.
Yeah, surprise late entry here. We just take a look at the track now. Got a total circuit length of 800 metres and...
very tight, twisty and technical. It's going to take a big effort to, well, make a move on anybody. Like you said, it's very tight, technical, 800 metres long. When you're going to make a pass, you're going to have to make it really stick. So we're going to see some great action here.
Yeah, some elbow to elbow fighting, some hard block passing. Otherwise, you're just not going to get through this. There won't be the room, and we might see a little bit of dress rehearsal for the racing in this qualifying session, because the leading contenders in this, Lewis Cornish, Trakan, Habibullah, Gabbett, and 1 or 2 others are going to want to establish their
superiority.
Superiority, yes, indeed.
Well, it is a pretty, well, no doubt they want to put their stamp of authority on. We've got 19 riders from 14 countries, the biggest spread of talent and nationalities in the history of the FIM Asia Supermoto Championship, just proving that this championship is going from strength to strength. And won't be long before it is challenging to be one of the premier Supermoto events in the world, because we've got the French Championship, World Championship, Spanish Championship, very strong in Europe. It was first inaugurated many years ago, but great to see all of Asia behind it with all these so many good riders all the way. We've got Englishmen, we've got Russians, Latvians, we've got the occasional Australian in there as well, but the main combatants from Malaysia, Sri Lanka, well, our first time from Sri Lanka, Thailand, Indonesia, India for the first time as well, the Philippines, Taiwan. They're coming from everywhere to be a part of this FIM Asia Supermoto Championship.
Yeah. And let's remember as well, Braxton, we've got 3 of the world's 4 most populous countries represented here. We've got China, which is number 1. They've got 2 riders. We've got a rider from India, which is has the second largest population in the world. America's 3rd, but Indonesia is 4th.
Yeah, no.
And we got 3 riders, including the surprise of the day, because he wasn't here yesterday, Donny Tata Pradita, who's one of the really, maybe the biggest name in...
Well, in Indonesia, he is a superstar for his efforts and getting into the GP ranks with the 250 GPs way back in 2006 or 7, I think it was, and also doing the Moto 2, a couple of races in that over the years. So a very good competitor, and I'm sure he's going to drag a lot of locals out here, right in the middle of central Java here at Solo Baru at Sukoharjo, and it's not just because it's a good spot to come to. It's basically the central part of the motorcycling in Indonesia, where they can come from all over Jakarta, or all over Java. Jakarta's about an hour and a half flight away, and we've just seen the amount of motorcycles on the roads around here, just everywhere. Every red light's a little mini Solo Baru Grand Prix.
Yeah, as we've seen from the hotel. So yeah, we may even do some Facebook Live from there later, just to look at the traffic light Grand Prix. But talking about Donny Tata, this is his first Supermoto race. He was latterly racing in Supersport 600s. Then he went to motocross. He told me he wasn't really enjoying that. So now he's in Supermoto, and he tells me he's committed for the rest of this series. So that's a huge boost for this championship.
And without sponsors, we don't have a championship, and it's thanks to the great efforts of E+ Global, and which is promoted by Asia Supersports Group. And there's special thanks to Kabupaten Sukoharjo, the council in Solo Baru, and also Malaysia Major Events, and Bold Experience, and naming rights for this event for 2017. We've got many more that we'll give a credit to over the week, but without them, we've got nothing.
That's right, and not only have they put their money where their mouth is, but The hospitality here has been fantastic. They had a welcome dinner for us last night, where we were treated to looking at the local products they make, everything from rice to rattan furniture, guitars, and some really delicious food products and teas.
And also some bit of culture for us guys from other countries to come and see a bit of Indonesian culture that goes back centuries. They were very proud to have us, and we were very proud to be a part of it. And thanks to them for inviting us along.
Absolutely, they made us feel really special, and we hope we're going to provide some really great entertainment for them and the crowds which are lining up on the railings and along the street as we go past, because this is Supermoto at its purest, where the show just rolls in.
Yep, take the sport to the people instead of the people coming to the sport. And,
that's it, straight into the city.
We're right here at the Park Mall, right in the middle of Solo Baru, and it's in a car park. It's a bit of a challenge for the riders with the block pavement they got there. The pavers, as many people would call them. But Park Mall has bent over backwards to try and accommodate us here, and the work that's gone in to transfer this into a racetrack for the weekend. And come Monday morning, it'll be all back to normal. Absolutely,
and that's how it should work. And having been racing in Indonesia a few times now, it's always it always stuns me that the size of the crowds, the amount of noise they make.
Yeah, and they'll be flocking to this place tomorrow, especially when they find out that their local hero, that he's right up there at the moment, Pradita, he'll be right there. He's fired up. He's smiling, ever ready to go.
Yeah, he's really enjoying himself, and he was put in a time. I think he was about 1 second behind the fastest time this morning. So that just shows you when you've got that quality, you can apply it to pretty much any branch of two-wheel sport.
And he, like his other fellow Indonesian participants, will garner a bit of strength and inspiration from the masses of people that will be here today and tomorrow. And as we know, when you put wherever it's a Grand Prix, a motocross event or whatever, once you put the locals in front of their local crowd, they just find something that extra. Even the riders, you ask them where to find that, they go, don't know, it just happened.
That's right, and I've seen it happen in Sentul, near Jakarta, the road racing track there, where we had last year there was a local rider had a double win who hadn't. Those are his first wins ever in the championship. That was the Asia Road Racing Championship, and then we had another double winner this year, 2 months ago. So, and I reckon on this course where we're seeing lap times in the early 50 seconds, it could be well worth a second a lap to these riders. There's 3 riders here. They've all got good credentials. Donitata Pradita, he was 1 second off Lewis Cornish's time this morning. The crowd will probably give him that second.
Easily. And as we say, we've taken this sport to the people. The other thing, a great innovation for the FIM Asia Supermoto Championship is what we're doing right now, this live streaming, where we're taking this championship to the world, and the world can focus on this. So anywhere in the world now, thanks to the likes of modern technology, we can be anywhere in the world at the moment watching this as we get ready. With the next couple of minutes, we've got about 5 minutes left before the boys come out to play for their 30-minute qualifying session. And then, straight after that, they'll get a chance for a bit of a drink of water and everything. The top 6 come out for the SUPERCHRONO, which decides the top 6 positions on the grid. They get 20 minutes to stamp their authority on that all-important #1 spot on the grid.
Yeah, and the SUPERCHRONO will be the icing on the cake for today anyway, and we'll see what the big names do, and what some of the up-and-coming riders, whether they can break into that top 6 and battle for the positions on the first 2 rows.
Well, it's always the case of when the racing does actually come into play, everybody arcs up a little bit more. They're all fired up, the adrenaline's rushing, and I think once they get away, and as normally happens with racing, once you get a toe behind a guy that's in front of you, he drags you along and makes you a little bit quicker as you're trying to keep pace with him.
Absolutely right. And even in the practice this morning, we saw some riders coming alongside each other and just trying each other out. And I'm quite sure we're going to see that in the qualifying.
Oh, there's going to be some great action here, and I think there's going to be a few surprise packets. And if Lewis Cornish thought that might have been a bit easy after his 2 wins in Thailand a few weeks ago. I think he's going to come down here and might be a big dose of reality for him, because as we said, a few names there from Indonesia, Malaysia and Thailand, the 3 countries along the peninsula and in the archipelago of Indonesia. I think is going to be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, I think so too. Lewis, he's a top quality rider, but so is Trakan, as well as being the 2015 champion. He's won more Supermoto championships in his home country of Thailand than you can shake a stick at. And I've been talking a little bit this weekend about a rider that impressed me at the first round in Thailand. That's Malaysia's Kari Zakaria, who in practice anyway this morning was quicker than his teammate and the reigning champion, Gabit.
Well, Kari finished 2nd overall in the 2016 championships behind his fellow countryman Gabit, and besides that, he's 2015 he came 2nd overall, so he's been knocking on the door. We've got the bridesmaids Guernsey a couple of times, so I reckon he's using that as a bit of inspiration to think, I've done it twice in 2nd position, now it's time to up the ante and get that #1 plate off his fellow countrymen.
Yeah, he certainly has the look of a man who can do it. He's full of intent, and I think he's carrying the confidence into this. And we'll just see. I mean, another Indonesian rider that did well in round 1 was Farhan Hendro, and he's running Kawasaki here. He was not too far off the pace in the initial practice. He could well be there, and we have 2 Japanese riders who were looking good earlier on. Takashi Sasaki.
Well, he was 4th fastest this morning.
Yeah, he was, and he did look good.
And that was a less than a second off Cornish's fastest time of a 52.249. So it'll be interesting to see. Now that they've got their head around the track, they would have taken their time from this morning's free practice session to actually make a few changes on the bike. As we spoke to Lewis yesterday, he was having a lot of trouble getting any confidence in the front end in his machine, as the bike's now come out to the track for the official qualifying for round 2 of the FIM Asia Supermoto Championship. Proudly naming rights this weekend, proudly supported by guys at Bold Experience, and they've been plastered all over the track. So 30-minute session to see the top 6 that'll move into the Superchrono, which will decide the starting grid for tomorrow's 2 races of 20 minutes plus 2 laps.
Yeah, the first rider out we see is Singapore's Hazroy Osman.
So at the moment they're all out there just warming the tyres up. They've had the tyre warmers on, and as you can hear in the background from our commentary position, we are right in the thick of it as the Braxi and Baz show starts to arc up a bit, as the rest of the boys start to arc up a bit.
Somebody slips on that corner just behind us. We might have a surprise guest in the commentary box.
We might get a free ride. So on screen at the moment, bike number 77, the man from Singapore, Hazroy Osman on his KTM.
Yep, and put in a good practice.
And you might see a bit of squeeze in the trying to get a bit of ascendancy and a bit of psyching going on. This is a great spot. There's the Singaporeans on the pace at the moment.
So early days in this session, obviously, but we've got some very familiar names at the top there.
Well, he's already bettered his time from this morning by about 5/10 of a second.
Yeah.
So he is right on.
So that's on his first flying lap.
Now I just got to keep an eye out for bike number 3. He's in 3rd position on his first flying lap, puts in a 55. So then Habib going up the 2nd fastest. So it's not much point going through the leaderboard at the moment, Baz, because in a couple of seconds it's all going to change.
Yeah, it definitely will change. We've got some names we expect to do well at the top.
And look at this gaggle of chasing each other, a little conga line of Motard machines as they go out of the turn number 1 into turn 2. Then they've got a really tight hairpin which brings them up over this jump that runs parallel to the main road here in Solo Peru. And this very fast section up to turn number 5. They were getting really wicked up there through there, watching them practice, backing in one way, counter steering and flicking in the other.
Yeah, and sliding on this block paving is not as easy as sliding on a normal track. Getting a lot of chatter through the bike, a lot of vibration.
And a lot of uneven surfaces expected by a block pavement. Over the years it gets worn with the heavy traffic going over it, and the ground underneath it subsides, and as Lewis Cornish described it, it's like a bit of a motocross track, but the bumps don't actually move, so you just got to figure out where they are. It's probably similar to a road racing circuit in a way, with all the bumps that get on or after braking bumps. Oh, yeah. There's already a bit of a one there already. That was point number 301. Takashi Sasaki that was there at the moment. He had a bit of a whoops, went in a bit too tight, had to grab a big handful of brake to stop himself from going up the rear end of the bike in front of him, and that's going to be the critical thing here too. If you're trying to get a bit faster in there, Barry, that you might overcook it if the guy brake checks you in front of him.
Yeah, particularly on that corner we saw Takashi overrun. It's a really tricky corner to get your bike around quickly.
And this part here where they come up, another jump that takes them to the back of the circuit. This is the penultimate corner. Then they move through the right hander that brings them into the start-finish line. And bike 300 on screen at the moment. Naoto Katayama on his KYT Auto Race Global Riders. And I must say, the Japanese guys, very friendly, very sociable. Yeah. Got a great setup there in the pits. Always smiling, always got a big grin on their face and ready for a bit of a chat. Might be a bit of a language barrier, but hey, that hasn't stopped us.
No, absolutely not. They look very promising. They improved all the way through the first round, and they seem to got their bikes really well sorted out now. They're beautifully presented. The leathers are good. As we said, we had a walk around the paddock earlier, and it's definitely the best looking pit setup that we've got in there.
And Hatsroy Asman, the Singaporean's looking pretty smooth at the moment. No one's been able to get past him. And here's a bit of checking going on, finding that little bit of bitumen, a little bit of real estate that you need to try and make a move. So after just under 6 minutes to go of this, or 6 minutes gone of this qualifying session, the man from Thailand, the winner of the first FIM Asia Supermoto Championship, he's Trikan in the top spot. But he's lowered it again now. It won't be too long before we see somebody drop into the 51-second bracket.
Well, yes, that's right. And just looking for bike number 8.
I don't think he's even made it out on track yet. Knowing the wily old customer Lewis, he'll probably sit there for a while, get a bearing on where they're heading with the lap times, save his energy for a bit, because coming from England, even though it's still summer's autumn over there, nothing like the extreme humidity here right in the middle of central Java. And I think if you look up in the sky, you can actually see the equator passing over the top of us.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's see. Hopefully Lewis hasn't got a problem. So, as you say, he'll probably just come out and upset everybody with 10 minutes left.
Yeah, bike number 38. He is one of the guys, I think, one of the... Oh, that's Zakaria there in third position on bike number 32.
Yep, he's our dark horse for a podium this weekend. And he came straight out quickly and he stayed there in the leading group. He's one of 3 riders so far in the 152s. And then we got in 4th place his Malaysian compatriot, Abibola, or Gabit, who's on 53.3.
So at the moment, there's a split of a second over the top 5 at the moment, as they're going down now into the first 10 minutes have gone, and they're really on the pipe, throwing it into that hairpin at the bottom of the circuit. Oh, there's been a big endo there. Who was that?
That was right behind Truck
Was that our defending champion? I'm just trying to pick up his number at the moment, but he's in a the bike's in a precarious position at the moment. They've got to get that out of the way.
Yeah, so the
They're trying to
officials
push
are out
them
on the
aside.
track.
And Tricane was lucky he didn't get caught up in that melee as well. Straight over the bars, and that's what happens with these jumps, Barry, that once they get the ruts, if they kick off at the back way, as we saw dramatically explained there, but Pedro Wuna was there, the one that crashed the Filipino guy. They kicked the back of the bike, and he just went straight over the bars and face planted onto the dirt.
Yeah, he's waving away the medical help, but...
they're tough little buggers, these blokes. They're just going to shake it off, get back on there. He wants to get back on the bike and continue where he left off. Yeah. So he was down there in about 8th or 9th position at the moment. That'll curtail his bit. Probably go back and go and see the medical and have a bit of a massage. I think he might be a bit sore after that one. Thankfully, they've got the bike out of the way.
Yeah, good work by the marshals, I have to say. Because that bike was just lying there in the middle.
And you wouldn't see it. If you wouldn't have the marshals there, you'd come over there and all of a sudden you'd be fronted by a stricken bike.
Yeah.
And Tricane going back into the pit. Is he going into the pits or just trying to get a bit of a clear lap?
I think he's trying to get some space. I saw Gabbett just go past him.
And there's a young 16-year-old Indian.
Yeah, that's right. This is his first outing in Supermoto, as well as being in this championship. He's Indian Junior Motocross champion. So he's come in very well supported by TVS.
And look at already the crowd that is assembled at the on the main drag here at Solo Baru.
Yeah.
And this is only Saturday afternoon, Barry. Wait till tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
When the word gets around that Perdita is on track. And also up there, I'm sure the media, the local media, will be all over this at the moment, giving him a bit of a helping hand and a bit of exposure to try and get some people down. But I'll tell you what, with the band that's coming on tonight, with one of the biggest bands in, well, the biggest band in Indonesia as part of the nighttime entertainment, we're going to have absolutely thousands of people trying to cram into this venue here at Solo Baru.
Yeah, we will. And the Indonesian crowds, they're some of the noisiest, boisterous and good-natured in the world. Had a lot of fun with Indonesian crowds in motorcycle racing here before.
And on screen at the moment, bike number 162 in 9th fastest at the moment.
That's Farhan Hendro.
That's Farhan Hendro, yeah, another one of the Indonesians.
Yeah, he went well in round one, and he'll be looking to perform well in front of his home crowd.
He's on Kawasaki, but don't be surprised if he changes bike and he comes out in a blue one, which looks like another brand of bike, but both of them are Kawasaki's.
Yeah, they're both Kawasaki, but the other one is painted in Yamaha blue. But he's on a 54-second lap at the moment. He needs that 1 second from the crowd to put him in contention.
Yeah, but like we were saying, by the time the race day comes, they have a think about what they're doing and have a talk with their crew and then decide their plan of attack for tomorrow. I know the plan of attack will be just go hard and if in doubt, just gas it a bit more.
Yeah, that's it. Plan of attack is attack. And we just see Kari Zakaria gone to the top of the timesheet there. He's gone over 1/10 of a second faster than Tricane.
So 4,000ths of a second off that elusive 51-second lap at the moment. So no doubt we're going to get into that this afternoon. And if we don't do it in this qualifying session, you can bet your bottom rupee that you're going to get it this, in the Superchrono later on when the top 6 come out. And they'll have a lot clearer track to battle it out and try and get that pole position.
We're just watching the number 55 bike go around that tight 180-degree turn. That's the Latvian rider. Number 55, Edgar's Ivushkans.
He's feeling the heat, that boy.
He's been doing well, but he's got a Latvian cooling system, which isn't doing him many favours.
There's plenty of action here, just the masses of people that are lining the fences around it. And the good thing about Supermoto, unlike any other form of motorsport, particularly on the hard surfaces, is how close these people can get to it.
Yeah.
And really get in the spirit and get the atmosphere and the drama that goes with this.
That's right. We're having a look at some of the non-Asian riders now, which is good camera work by the director. Good to see these guys in action. He's a big lad too, this one.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't like to meet him in a dark alley, even in a lit alley if he wasn't in the best of minds.
No, but super friendly guy.
Yeah. Oh, they all are. They're here to work, but they're here to have a good time too and spread the word of Supermoto in Asia.
Yeah.
And that's a graphic demonstration of how bumpy it is seeing the back end of the bike trying to fight for a bit of traction. Normally they just back it in, but because of the undulations, it's easy to skip the back off and lose your traction, and then you lose in your drive and a bit of braking power as well.
Yeah, that's right. It's the same for all of them. So it's a question of who's gonna adapt the best, and that's Supermoto.
And getting down to about half distance of this 30-minute qualifying session, just over 16 minutes to go. And at the moment, it's the man that's come second for the last 2 years in the FIM Asian Supermoto Championship, Zakaria, leading by about, what's that? That's 93 hundredths of a second he's got at the moment. Yes. 93 thousandths of a second, pardon me.
And it's a slim lead, and if you look at that, it's Lewis Cornish that's jumped up from nowhere into second place.
Like we said, he was going to have a bit of a look, see what the rest of the boys were doing, and think, okay, it's time to go out there and get serious.
Have another little drink of water.
Yeah, get a bit of inspiration off his crew.
Yeah, no doubt. And he'll have learned a lesson from Thailand, because when he jumped off the bike at the end of the second moto, he was absolutely done. The adrenaline carried him for a bit, and then it wore off.
Another great demonstration. He overcooked it there. The back end was just bouncing off the deck as he's trying to get some traction. All the weight on the front wheel is grabbing a big handful of brake. But still, Zakaria in first position from the championship lead. Oh no, the championship lead is the first one into the 51s, a 51.6. He's just shaved a half a second off his time. Yeah. So with a bit of luck, we're even going to see a flat 50 coming through here during the qualifying Superchrono and the racing.
Yeah, it's looking very possible.
Now we did that perfect timing just as the session reached the halfway point. There's Trakan on screen at the moment, the 2015 champion.
That's right, that's spurred Trakan on, no doubt.
And they're a good friendly bunch, like all Thais. Always got a smile on their face and ready for a chat.
Yeah, he's a very nice lad, Trakan. He's still quite young. I think he's 25.
Yeah, 22, 23 I think he is, yeah.
But he's got a lot of racing years under his belt and a lot of championships in Thailand. He's also raced in the Motocross of Nations, so he's got some very good experience, and I know he'll be trying really hard to get on the back of Lewis, because he was not able to match his pace in the first round in Thailand.
It'll be interesting to see if Cornish is still out on track on bike number 8. Easy to pick, his numbers done up like the national flag of the United Kingdom.
Yeah, that one's easy to spot.
And if he's just gone back into the pits and settled in, he said, well, I've got fastest, I'm in the top 6. Why wear myself out when I've got another 20 minutes of this Superchrono to do virtually immediately after the completion of this qualifying session?
Yeah, that would be a sensible strategy for a British lad, tall, fair-haired British lad that he is.
So the top 5 separated by 1.1 of a second, with Gabit there in 5th position, Pradita there, the local Indonesian hero back there in 8th position. But
and the Japanese rider, Takayama.
Looks like Cornish has buttoned it right off.
Yeah.
Just going through the motions, giving a bit of a nod to the crowd.
Yeah.
A purebred Supermoto rider. He'd be one of the few in the world, wouldn't he? Yeah. Barry, that just concentrates on Supermoto, because...
Yeah, he would. That's all he's ever done. I was talking to his dad last month, and he started Supermoto racing when he was 15, and he's stuck with it, despite a few offers to race Super Sport, to do motocross, but Super Sport is his thing, and he's very, very good at it. He's just finished 3rd in the American AMA Supermoto Championship, which is no mean feat, and he's also competing in the French Supermoto Championship. We know how strong the sport is in France.
Yeah, very strong. He's picking probably the 2 of the most competitive championships to go and test his medal against, actually. Particularly the AMA, a very intense season over there, and completely different setups of tracks to what we see in the FIM Asian Supermoto Championship, proving his versatility of jumping on a bike and adapting to any surface that he comes up against.
Yeah, that's right. We heard him complaining about the bumps yesterday, but he's stopped complaining now, and he's just getting on with it, and he's taking it to the rest of the field.
Now on screen at the moment we've got Trican there, the Thai rider, going through. He looks like he's on a pretty much of a hot lap at the moment, trying to better his time of a 51.8 to try and get closer to Lewis Cornish's time of a 51.132. He's got a couple of corners to go before we are. This is the second. Oh, he overcooked it going in there. That might have been a bit of a pause that he didn't need as he comes across the start-finish line with a 51.969. So that little bit of a faux pas towards the second last corner was enough to slow him down.
Yep, it's an improvement for him. So we got two riders in the 51s now. It's Lewis and Trican. We got Kerry Zakaria in third place. He's on a 52, almost a 52 dead.
Well, these improvements that time about from this morning. Zakaria there had a 53.0, so he's taken a second off his time. And around here, being the tightness of it, it's pretty impressive. Around a longer track, you'd be impressed with it. But around an 800 metre Supermoto track, to take a second off, it's a lot harder than what people think.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
You've got to be inch perfect.
Yeah, and that's really difficult on this surface, and with this many turns, you can get one turn wrong and it's going to mess up maybe the next 3 or 4.
And it was that Gabit on screen, it certainly was.
Yep.
The Malaysian hero, the defending champion.
Yep.
And I tell you what, if he thought he was going to have it a bit easier having the #1 plate on his bike, he's in for a bit of surprise.
Yeah, he's been chased by...
Oh, Barry, you were looking at the timing screen then. Gabit right out onto the tyre wall then, and she bounced off that, ran it a bit wide on the exit of the corner after the start-finish line.
Yeah, he's giving it the berries now though.
So at 25 seconds for half a lap, he's on song to move up the leaderboard ever so slightly. His time at the moment, as you can see on screen, Gabit there a 52.722. So
yeah,
he's coming down to the final jump. Now he's got the left-hander, a left-hand hairpin, then the final right-hand turn. Big grab of the brakes there. The front dive rather dramatically.
Nice and clean on that.
He's not going to go anywhere near his time at the moment of up to 54. So blew that lap. Will he stay up there or will he come back down?
No, he's slowing down now. So
Lewis Corney's still in the lead at 51.132. That was his last lap.
Yeah, we got Trican second. He's solid there. Kari Zakaria in third on a 52 dead, and 0.4 of a second by him is Japanese Takashi Sasaki, who's stayed near the top of the leaderboard throughout this session so far. Good work from him, and he's 0.3 ahead of Gabit, who's got something to show. He's got something to prove, I think, now. So
2/3 of this 30-minute session left. We've got just on 9 minutes remaining of this qualifying session, and that will decide the top 6 that goes into the FIM qualifying Supermoto. It's the Superchrono. It's about 10 minutes after this session finishes. Give the Glades a bit of a chance to get some water, catch their breath, and come out for 20 minutes of intensity to decide who starts from pole position, which in this little track is going to be all important. If you get caught up in the gaggle behind, if you get a bad start, you're going to have to work superhumanly to try and get through this pack, because they're going to be right on the charge from the very outset. Remembering that we've got 2 20-minute races plus 2 minutes for each one, for 2 laps, pardon me, for each one.
That's right. We got Naoto Takayama on the screen now. He's pressing, trying to get himself further up the leaderboard. He's currently in 9th position.
So 20 minutes divided by 51 seconds, that's going to make about 25 or 26 laps, plus the 2 laps at the end of it. So
yeah, that's it.
It's going to be a race of attrition in a way, particularly if particularly the first race of the day tomorrow, when the humidity and the heat is at its most extreme.
Yeah, I think just looking at the who might break into the top 6 here, we need some Indonesians to break into that top 6 and into the Superchrono. There's nobody there yet. We've got British, Thai, 2 Malaysians, and the Japanese. Faru. So That's Faruda Adam. So actually, he's Donny Tata's teammate in the normally in the SM Open, the Elite Series here. So he's the only Indonesian in this, and he's in this as a wild card. So good work by him. Here comes Takayama.
So as we get down to, we'll go through the top 10 at the moment. We've got Cornish on the fastest position at 51.132. Then it's Strikan, the 2015 champion, in second position. Then Zakaria there in third. Sasaki, the Japanese man, in fourth. The defending champion, Gabit, there in fifth. Then it's Fakra Adam in sixth position. Then Hendro in seventh position. Pradita in eighth. Where's his gap at the moment? At 53.7, so he's a little bit off the pace at the moment. But as I said, he's going to gain an extra 1 second or a second and a half through his the locals hanging over the fence at him at the moment during the races.
Well, that's right. We got Faradilla Adam for looking at the home riders. Faradilla Adam in sixth position currently, and Faran Hendro just knocking on the door of that Superchrono qualifying session. He's in seventh, and Donny Tatar is in eighth. So it'd be good to see another one of those guys break into the Superchrono. Be good for the local crowd here.
Well, Hendro's got to find about 0.4 of a second. Now Pradita, fastest lap. Now he's looking on, might even improve his time. 25 seconds around there is probably on the pace. But we've seen in the second half of the lap, it's where guys get a bit, starting to lose a bit of the run that they're getting from that earlier part.
Yeah, and this jump we're just seeing Donny Tatar go over.
He's going to give it a good run for his money, Barry, because he's coming up there. He's just about to click it through 50. He'll get the 52. He's improved his time, has he? No, he hasn't. 53.9. And again, the second part of the lap is the one that's giving him a bit of curry.
Yeah, it is. There's this final hairpin just behind where the commentary box is. And also that jump's pretty tricky now, the final jump.
Yeah, it's rutted up pretty badly at the moment, but they're going to fix that well and truly before the racing starts tomorrow. So we're into the final 5 minutes of the qualifying session for the second round of the FIM Asia Supermoto Championship here at the Park Mall at Solo Baru in the Central Java region.
Yeah, there goes the Latvian rider again, and Donny Tatar. I suspect the cameras are going to stay on Donny Tatar for a while.
Now the other thing too in the racing tomorrow, when we look at the spread, 51 to the fastest, and then we're getting back to the 17th position. There's around 6 seconds difference. That's going to be in a 51-second lap. That'll take him about just under 10 laps, about 8 or 9 laps before they start lapping the field.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is going to throw another drama into it as well.
Yeah, it surely will. Let's just have a look. Number 17 there, that's the Sri Lankan rider, Deshan Solanki. He's the first, I think he's the second Sri Lankan ever to race in this series, but it's his debut. He wants to show well for his country. Sri Lanka getting riders now into international championships, so it's great to see him here.
Well, there's a great example where Teslenko, he lined that jump up where he landed right in the middle of the rut. He actually crossed over the jump, and he had that rut lined up where he's going to land and put it right where he wanted it.
Yeah.
These guys will be trying their hardest, but I really think the humidity's going to get to them in the end, playing into the hands of the local boys, and more particularly the Indonesians, because even a couple of the Malaysians, the Japanese and the Filipinos have been saying how hot it is here.
Yeah.
And when people that live in a tropical climate tell you how hot it is, you know that there's something very, very warm going on.
You've come from a country like Latvia, where it doesn't really get warm at all. So, I mean, fair play to these guys for coming here. It's great to have the variety here. We've got 14 different countries among the
20 competitors.
We've got 22 because we've got the wildcards in now.
So that's a great reflection on the growth of this FIM Asia Supermoto Championship. So Lewis Cornish, pretty
I think
comfortable and confident.
I think he banked that 51.1. I haven't seen him on track for a while. Donny Tatar, come on, you got 2 minutes left. Let's see what you can do.
No, I think he's buttoned it off as well.
Yeah, he's trundling at the moment. He's not looking like he's going to threaten the Superchrono positions.
Which is a bit of a disappointment because at the moment he'll start from the outside of the third row.
Yeah.
And then he might have the hunting knife out for tomorrow to carve his way through the field.
Yeah, he's just cruising around now. I think
Yep, back into the pits.
Yeah, that's it. He's gone back in the waiting area.
Into the final 2 minutes of this qualifying session. And so we've got the championship leader on the provisional pole position at the moment. Next to him is the 2015 champion Trikan from Thailand. Then it's Zakaria in third, the man that's come second for the past 2 years in the FIM Asia Supermoto Championship. And then Sasaki there from Japan in fourth. And that's probably one of his best results in qualifying.
I think it is, yeah. He started a long way back in the first round in Thailand and worked his way up into the top 6 over the weekend. But he's been quick from the first session here in Indonesia at the Park Mall in Solo Baru. So he's enjoying the I was going to say the cobbles. I should probably say the block paving or the pavers.
Or the pavers, yeah. And a bit of dirt will be spread, but it does give a remarkable amount of grip. They're a rough surface on these pavers.
Yeah, it's a very abrasive surface, but there's some movement in them, and so the bike's constantly bouncing around on them, so they don't really get the chance to get the grip.
And great graphics here that everybody at home or wherever you're watching from on your tablet, your smartphone or whatever, or sitting back in your lounge room just enjoying this. Great graphics that everybody can keep up with it just as much as we can here with the times going down.
Yeah, this is superb. Easy for us to sit here and do the job with the quality of graphics here. And you can see that I was going to call him a second Japanese rider. That's no offence intended, but he's just jumped up into the top 6 as the checkered flag comes out for the end of this session.
He took a remarkable amount off his time.
So now we've got 2 Japanese in the Superchrono shootout.
That's great to see, actually.
Yeah, and he's well, what's not so great for the local crowd is that he pushed out Faradilla Adam of Indonesia, and Farlan Hendro and Donny Tatar in 7th, 8th and 9th. So the 3 local riders just outside of that Superchrono qualifying top 6.
They might tie themselves together at the start so they can just take like a big, well, I suppose they grind their way through to the front and drag each other along with them.
Yeah, and we're sitting here with some expectation from Donny Tatar, but actually he's never ridden a Supermoto before.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him get into his own in the second race tomorrow afternoon. He's had a race to get it under his belt, see what it's like, see what the nerves are like afterwards, and work out a bit of a strategy for the next race.
Yeah, that's it. He's got the quality, no question about that. It'd be good to see that come through, and it'd be great from the crowd.
So there we go for round 2 at the Park Mall here at Solo Baru at Suku Harjo in Indonesia. The Superchrono coming out Lewis Cornish on provisional pole at 51.132. Sixth rider that goes into the Supermoto Superchrono in about 10 minutes' time.
Yep, looking forward to that as we just look at the crowd that's gathered around the railings.
And you're right there's plenty of people there, and they'll be no doubt back again to watch the Superchrono, and then back again later on when we have our special guest, one of the best bands in Australia, Kotak, in Indonesia.
I think we're in Indonesia. You jet lagged, Braxy.
I am a bit of a jet lag. And we've also got the stunt demo by Wawan Tembong, the Indonesian stunt champion. And I tell you what, after seeing him go through his paces on Thursday afternoon, he'd give a lot of guys around the world a run for their money when it comes to stunt riding. He is a class act, and he's going to keep the crowd very well entertained here. He has his first show tonight, and he'll have a couple more tomorrow as well. Just on eve of lunch, before our Moto 1 starts tomorrow, he comes out and has a bit of a dip. He's got a 250 Yamaha and a 600cc Yamaha that he does his stuff on.
Yeah, I was having a look at the 600 earlier when we were walking through the paddock. That's it looked like probably the shiniest, best prepared stunt bike I've ever seen. They normally look pretty tatty and kind of duct taped up, but that's immaculate looking, that thing. So looking forward to seeing him. I didn't see his warm up on Thursday.
A very confident young rider, and he'll entertain the people here, all his fellow Indonesians. And trying to find a vantage point anywhere to. Well, I suppose mum and the kids are letting dad and the kids go off while they sit there and keep the fort going.
I think that's what's going on. Yep. Well, they haven't got long to wait for the Superchrono.
There's a graphic display of just how many boxers have got involved in this 2007 FIM Asia Supermoto Championship. From humble beginnings a couple of years ago, they've really made it stick, I tell you. And thanks to a lot of people doing it. All on behalf of E Plus Global, I suppose, Andrew Ching and Asia Super Sports Group as well, and also Bolt Experience, the naming rights sponsor of the second round here this weekend.
Yeah, they've really stepped up the TV coverage this year with the over-the-top live streaming. It's working really well, and we saw all the way through that session just how good the quality of the graphics are, and you can watch that from anywhere, and all you've got to do is pay for your internet connection. That's or not, or your coffee.
Yep, and if you're watching anywhere around Solo Peru too, it's going everywhere. It's free entry here as well. It's another great initiative by the people that organise this FIM Asia Supermoto Championship. That it's expanding the sport, it's promoting the sport in the best possible way, taking the sport to the people, and they've reciprocated by turning out in droves at the moment. And there's a graphic display of where we are. Actually, there's high rises all around us.
Yeah, that's it. This is urban motorcycle racing at its finest, and we've got top riders from all over the world here. As we look at the flags there, but just running down the timing sheet here, we've got Lewis Cornish from Great Britain. We've got Trakan from Thailand. So we've got Great Britain, Thailand, Malaysia, Japan, Indonesia, Philippines, Singapore, Russia, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, India, Latvia, China, and Hong Kong. So.
Yeah, it won't be too long before we're back out for the Superchrono.
I think that's a 10-minute shootout.
Yeah, it's a 20-minute session for those guys. I don't think they'll use all the 20-minute session, but there's a great graphic of the track. There's the layout there of the 800 metres it is. There's 13 corners in total, as you can see. 2 dirt jumps, 1 steel jump, and a very challenging, tight, demanding little track.
Yeah, those 2 big dirt jumps, those double jumps we can see. There's another small dirt jump and the metal jump you were talking about. So plenty of action, plenty of challenges for the riders. We've got to get the setup absolutely spot on to race on this block paved car park where we are.
Yep, and I think they'll get to a stage, Barry, where they'll go, well, I think that's the best we're going to get it. Just got to ride through it, and everybody will be in the same boat.
That's it, and that's the essence of Supermoto. There you go. It could be dirt, it could be concrete.
So there's another, as we have a look at the crowd here. And we roll on until the boys come out to play. The top 6, led by Lewis Cornish, the championship leader at the moment, who had a perfect score in Thailand a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we just see some of the sponsors there. Asia Supersports Group, of course, who've brought us this championship. It's the third season now. Malaysia Major Events, who are a big sponsor, and of course FIM Asia.
Yeah, well, they're the ones, the big ones with the name beside it, with FIM Asia Supersport, and also E Plus Global. And can't forget the Malaysian Major Events. They've been a great supporter since the very beginning of the FIM Asia Supermoto Championship, because it originates from Kuala Lumpur, where the head office is, and obviously our naming rights sponsor for this weekend, Bold Experience, a local Indonesian company, getting behind it as well.
Yep, and they're very their presence is all over the place here. They got plenty of people walking around, talking to the crowd. Good to see them here as part of the local scene, and they're getting a well-deserved share of the TV coverage.
Yep, and that's thanks to them, as we say, without the sponsors, and also a big thanks to all the marshals and everybody that's volunteered to come out here. Because without marshals, we don't have race meetings either. Very much the unsung heroes of every race meeting, whether it be starting off as kids or going right through to the MotoGP. Without them, we don't have any racing going on whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely, and like all the people that we've run into so far in Solo Baru, they're a very cheerful bunch. They're very hospitable. I was having photos taken with them yesterday and larking around, and yeah, they're good fun. But when they get on the track, then it's down to business, and they're serious. They're alert.
Yeah,
I think they're a good bunch. They're all really young too.
Yeah, once that race face goes on, look out.
Yeah, it's only us that keep smiling when the racing starts, I think, Braxy.
Exactly. I wonder how many breaths they take of that, because it is pretty intense out there. 800 metres, but with 13 turns and 800 metres, you haven't even got time to take a breath, really.
No, you don't. And breathing something you have to work on. For me, I like to breathe in just before a corner and then breathe out as I'm tipping into it.
I like to breathe out when I've actually made it. I feel relief. I've got through that one again.
Yeah, well, there's certainly an element of that, especially with this the ruts on this final jump.
Yeah,
definitely a big sigh of relief going over there for anybody.
Yeah, I'm sure they might do a bit of maintenance on that one to make it a bit easier for our top six in the Supermoto SUPERCHRONO coming up very shortly.
Yeah, and just looking again at those, we were talking about FIM Asia. If people don't quite understand the meaning of that that prefix to the championship name, FIM Asia is the continental arm of the FIM, which is the controlling body for world motorcycle racing. And in a nutshell, it means that the event has been sanctioned from
the very top.
From the very top,
yep.
as a continental regional, if you like.
Yeah, the FIM based in Switzerland.
Yeah, FIM based in Switzerland, and of course FIM Asia, which covers about a third of the world. By the way, looking at that graphic of our names, I'm going to ask for the other L at the end of my name, because they've only given me one. But yeah, the FIM sanction makes it is a seal of approval on the standard and the quality and the safety standards that this championship adheres to.
And if you didn't think we were in a car park, the yellow lines would give a good indication of where the cars normally park during a shopping day.
I thought they were grid positions.
So not long to go now before we it all breaks loose again for 20 minutes to find out who is going to be on pole position and make up the rest of the top six for the second round of the FIM Asia Supermoto Championship here at the Park Mall, Solo Baru in Sukoharjo, Indonesia, in the beautiful tropical landscape of central Java.
Yeah, and in the background we can hear the sound, yeah, and the sound testing for the stage for the big concert tonight. So everybody getting ready. And a bit of breeze blowing too, which is very welcome.
The evening entertainment starts again at 5:30 with the stunt demo by Wawan Tembong. Then we've got music from 6 or 8:30. The stunt demo again from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. And the Kotak band will be rocking the socks off the joint from 9 o'clock till 10.
Yeah, I believe they got some support acts as well, and some DJs that are going to be on stage.
Did you bring your dancing shoes with you, Barry?
I did, yeah. Look.
Oh, they're all wicked up, the right colours for them.
They're orange and black.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And here we go. You can hear in the background the bikes are on track for the Supermoto Superchrono, which will decide the top 6 grid positions for the second round of the FIM Asia Supermoto Championship here tomorrow.
Let's see who's the first bike out.
It's been cut down to 10 minutes due to time restraints. We've got to be off the track by 4:30 to respect local traditions here in Indonesia.
Yep, and it looks like Trikan out on track first. No surprise there.
Now
Pro that he is.
The strategy here is that, do you want to go out too early and show your cards,
Yeah.
or do you want to wait, as I reckon Lewis Cornish will be doing on bike number 8, to see what these lads would do, and to just put in 3 hot laps, go out for your siding lap, and then nail 2 quick laps to put it in and get on pole position. Because remembering too that those times from that qualifying session, they're all history now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. See Trikan just starting that lap. He's in business now.
And it's a pity for the local lads that Pradita's not out there, because he'll probably take a bit of a lesson out of this and go, okay, now's what you've got to do to get up there. Maybe he might have just used a bit of his energy too much in that session.
Yeah, or the session before possibly.
Yeah.
And that's the impressive Japanese rider Takashi Sasaki, who's chasing Trikan.
He'd be looking for a bit of a clear track. Is that on screen there? We got Habibullah or Gabit. And they're coming back on now, and I think, yeah. Gabit just completes a lap, his first flying lap of 53.8.
Yeah. There was some real intent in the way he was attacking those corners. So he's going to go for another flyer this time, I'm quite sure.
Well, he lowered that. Sorry, that was his first siding lap at 53. Now he's down to a 52.8.
Yeah.
And Trikan at 52.9.
Yeah, so that's for the first flying lap. So that's impressive stuff. Gabit over the metal jump. Keeping it nice and tidy.
So Cornish and Takayama still not out on track at the moment.
That's it. Gabit.
Sorry, Takayama's just finished his first lap to move into 3rd position. So 0.8 of a second, 0.7 of a second separating the top 3 at the moment. And I'm sure that's going to concertina down into a lot less of a gap by the time they finish their 10-minute squirt around here to decide the qualifying position or the grid positions for the top 6 riders. And that's a great camera angle there, where you see them flick it to kick the back end out to the left and counter steer it to turn it around and get the back end sliding into a very tight left-hander.
Yeah, he's looking very tidy and very quick now. Gabit, he's been pushed down by Takahashi. Sasaki. Trikan is at the top currently, 51. But oh, what a surprise! Look at the top. Look at the top now. Lewis Cornish.
First lap and first flying lap at 51.2.
Yeah, so he's now 1.1 seconds at the top. Wily devil that he is.
Yep, and that's not quite as quick as what he did in qualifying, or the previous qualifying session just a few moments ago.
No, and in free practice this morning he was only in the early 52s. That's a second quicker than he was going this morning.
And he just missed out on getting into the 50s a moment ago in the qualifying. I think it was a 51 flat basically, and by a few hundredths of a second.
Yeah, that's right.
And Zakaria, what is he going to do? He's in 6th fastest position at the moment. He's had his siding lap. He's out there trying to finish his first flying lap. Now Trikan's on a hot lap too, as he comes up to complete his lap as he crosses the start-finish line of 52.7. Doesn't improve his outright qualifying position, misses out by 5/10 of a second. So we've got Cornish, Trikan in 2nd, Sasaki, Gabit in 4th position, Takayama and Zakaria there in 6th position.
Yeah, it looks like Zakaria is either keeping his powder dry or he's got a problem.
No, I reckon that was his first flying lap. And, well, he's just moved up to
There you
second
go.
position.
Yeah.
At 52.064, so still 0.8 of a second off Cornish's flying lap. And as Lewis has gone and parked the bike there and had a bit of a cool drink.
Yeah, we're following Naoto Takayama now. He's currently in 6th. He hasn't put in a really quick lap yet. And this one isn't going to be a quick one either. He's cruising at the moment.
And he looks like he's just motoring back, quite happy to take that position. No, he hasn't come back to the pits yet. No, he's having a bit of a play out there, a bit of showmanship, putting the front wheel in the air for the crowd.
Yeah, I think he's going to try one more. We've got 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. He's going to try 1 or 2 more flying laps, but it's not going to be this one.
No, he's just motoring around there. He might start the wicket up a bit now to get that lap going. He's just putting the power down to the YZF at the moment. And who's he going to drag with him? Is that Zakaria right? No, it's Gabit.
Gabit, yeah.
He's pulled it off.
So Gabit's got right in his face there and got in front of him. So here we go. Maybe we've got a bit of a prelude here for what we're going to be seeing tomorrow.
So at 52.413 for Gabit at the moment. Bike number 1, the defending champion of the FIM Asia Supermoto champion, the Malaysian hero. His brother Gaban not racing this year, unfortunately. They were a good pair together.
Yeah, that was a bit of a clumsy landing by Gabit there.
He's into that 24s around there. It's quicker than he has been previously. We'll just see if this back section, and I think it is where this is where it all comes unstuck for them, where they can not getting the drive off that jump, trying to pick up the rut properly.
Yeah.
38 seconds through the third last corner. Here they in the final hairpin comes Gabit. He's going to go very close. He's going to do it or not.
No, 52.4. So he's still in 4th place. Takayama stayed pretty close to him, as you can see from the timing there. He was a few thousandths of a second behind Gabit on that one.
And Gabit just graphically demonstrated how easy it is for a good lap to turn into a lap that you don't want to remember.
Yeah, and you see Lewis cruising around there.
Yeah, well, he's showboating a bit, stand up mono.
Yeah, he's happy.
He'll do another one now, will he? Yep.
There he goes.
I'd like to see him do that over the jump.
So he's now enjoying himself, yeah.
So a 50.838, he's absolutely nailed it. No wonder he's showboating a bit, Baz.
Yep, absolutely.
That's a second in front of his nearest competitor, who's Kari Zakaria.
I don't think he did many laps.
No. And that's the other demoralising thing. And he's running a 16-inch wheel compared to the others running a 17-inch wheel too.
Yes, he is, yeah.
So that's an interesting. They're quickening up the steering a bit.
Yeah.
I bet there'll be a few looking at him when he comes in.
Yeah, I think so.
He's on the 16-incher.
So as it stands, he's almost a second clear of Kari Zakaria.
And that's one way to get rid of your steering rows. Don't worry about changing the forks and the offsets and the triple clamps. Just put a smaller tyre on, and I reckon even drop the pressures a bit and spread the sidewall out a bit so he gets a bit more grip over this surface. So there's the unofficial lap record at the moment of 50.838.
Just over 30 seconds now until they bring the checkered flag out. So there is time for some of the other positions to change. It doesn't look like anyone's going to challenge Lewis Cornish.
And Zakaria there just motoring around himself.
Yeah. Where is he on the course now? Okay. So he's done. So he's banged a 51.575 for his Superchrono.
And then in third position, Trakan Tangtong in third position, a second off the pace. Then our defending champion, Gabit, in fourth position. He won't be happy with that.
No, he was fourth in the first round at Thailand.
Yeah, well, he had that braking issue, didn't he? And he also got penalised as well for cutting the track when he ran out of brakes.
Yeah,
it was more of a safety option for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't the happiest opening to his to defending his championship, but hopefully he'll do a bit better this time. He looks determined enough, but he hasn't quite pulled it off to get close enough to the championship leader, the lanky, fair-skinned British lad.
I can see a couple of practice starts coming up here. They just grab the front forks to dive it down. Cornish in his spot where he'll start. We can hear them just near us. Habib takes off. Gabit takes off. Oh, he nearly eyesighted himself going in there as he grabbed the front brakes, because he's thinking that's where he's going to have to start from the inside of that second row. Yeah. So I wonder if he didn't actually start from his actual grip position. As Cornish takes off, you can hear in the background.
Lewis going. He can get a nice, if he gets a clean start, he can get a nice clean sweep.
What he's got to watch out for is being on the outside there, which is a common position for the pole position. But if he gets anyone coming up with that big charge up the inside, it's on the screens now. We go through our top 6 from the Superchrono. Lewis Cornish, our fastest, a 50.838. Second him, Zakaria, determined to go one better this year. Then Trakan Tathong in third position. Gabit in fourth, Sasaki in fifth position, and rounding out fellow Japanese rider Naoto Takayama in sixth position.
And that's the order for the first 2 rows tomorrow, and the remaining riders will drop in behind them in the based on the qualifying times they achieved.
So we've got 4 nationalities there: an Englishman, a Thai, a Malaysian, and 2 Japanese guys.
Have you got a joke that starts from that, Braxy?
Well, they haven't walked into the bar yet, so we'll save that till later on.
Right.
And some of those jokes we can't say in a family show anyway. It's been a great experience here as we look at their naming rights sponsor for the round, Bold Experience, a proud sponsor of this second round of the FIM Asia Supermoto Championship here at Park Mall, Solo Baru, Sukoharjo, Indonesia. And this is a graphic example of how close we are to the public. The trucks, the traffic, all going past into one of the biggest intersections in Solo Baru.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot.
And the crowd just starting to, well, they've had their appetite whetted for the racing, and now the entertainment starts with our stunt rider coming out at around 5 o'clock. 5:30 as a matter of fact, and the music starts at 6 all the way through 10 o'clock. The action will be great. And as we close the day here on our live streaming for the FIM Asia Supermoto Championship, we have to thank our major sponsors, E+ Global, who have organised the event, promoted by Asia Supersports Group, and special thanks to Kabupaten Sukoharjo, Malaysia Major Events, Bold Experience, of course, our naming rights sponsor for the weekend, Indonesian Motor Association, Cracker Indonesia, the Park Mall where we are based for the weekend, Telkom Telkom, KMK Online, and then we've got
Libertan6.com, we've got Bowler.com, Video.com, Malay Mail, and Kelab blogger Ben Ashari, and TX Sports. And big thanks and respect to those guys who've made this fantastic event possible.
And on behalf of everybody here and all the officials and everybody involved, I'm Mark Braggs, my co-commentator Barry Russell. We'll be back with you bright and early to watch we'll start tomorrow with the FIM Asia Supermoto, which starts at about 10 a.m. for 20 minutes, their warm-up period, and their first race after the opening. So you've got to watch the opening ceremony at 1:30, and the first FIM Asia Supermoto race will start at approximately 2:10 tomorrow afternoon. So on behalf of everybody, we'll say cheerio and good night, and we hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon with more action from the second round of the FIM Asia Supermoto Championship here at Park Mall, Solo Baru.